All right, this is Tommy with AAA Exterminating Company, and today is training day for one of our guys, Ryan. Ryan's the son of Patrick Jones, who's been with us for over 20 years. We started using Ryan actually years ago when he was about 14, 15 years old. He would come out with his dad and help with termite work. So he's actually really experienced in termite work. He's done quite a lot of pest control, so he's actually done a lot. But doing wood destroying insect reports is a lot more technical. It takes a lot. It's probably the wood destroying insect report is probably the most technical thing we do in our business. It's probably the most important service, the most dangerous service as far as you got to get it right. Bed bugs, things like that are a lot easier than wood destroyed insect reports. So we're finally going to start pulling him up and inspecting with me and Pat. And today we're going to kind of see what he knows, what he's made out of. We're going to start a 3 or 4 month training process. Like I said, though, he's already been with us for several years. We're going to start the actual process to learning how to do these reports today, and we'll see what he's got. All right, so here we are again in the crawl space, and it's almost becoming a theme. Right here behind the front porch, again, we've got an open spot, and the builder or somebody never puts any plastic here. So, I mean, you can see clearly we've got a whole bunch of water in this area here, and it just evaporates. You know, evaporates up here, then comes straight through this hole, and then comes back here in this area here. And so this area here is getting this kind of stuff right here going on. It's literally, I mean, it's getting to be, it's almost every single house now. It's almost every single house. And see, this is an older vapor barrier. It's got bad coverage. Real simple, real simple. That just needs to be stopped. You need good coverage. You need to block those access holes to make sure moisture just can't flow into this crawl space in these areas like this. All right, so the first house got done pretty nice and easy, not too big of a deal. Had some moisture issues. Had some insulation hanging because of the moisture. Had the same thing going on with the wide open gap between the front porch and the crawl space, causing all kinds of moisture going on there. Had an inaccessible garage because of storage. It's one of those ones too that's kind of dangerous because of the age of it. It's built in like 2002, and it has not been treated. So it's gone 17 years with no treatment, and it was not treated. It was not pre-treated during a time where chlorine was used. So those are ones we always kind of suspect we're going to be seeing some termites. That particular one we didn't. Still recommend it get treated, but nothing really going on there. And we're going off to our next one. All right, what did you say about the next one? How old is it?
It was built in 1970s.
Okay, how big is that house?
1,200 square feet.
1,200 square feet. Did you see, what all did you say about it? What all can you see about it?
It looks like here to have a dirt-filled front porch. We got a chimney touching the ground, no garage, and we got a storage room in the back.
All right, well, that one should be an interesting one. When you got the chimney that goes all the way down to the ground, it's got a base. That's a hotbed for termites. We find a lot of issues there. In the 70s, it probably would have been treated with chlordane, but that's also old enough to where, you know, some other stuff might have been done. It might have been worked on. Soil might have been moved around, and it might not still be protected. So you can find a variety of different things in a house in the 70s. So go ahead to that one and see what's going on there. All right, it's still training day, and we're still at it. It's dark now, but we're still here. We got one in the Benson area. We're coming back through from Raleigh, coming back through, going back down to Fayetteville, and we have it's kind of a special situation here. A buddy of mine who's a realtor has a situation come up. They're fixing up a house. They're selling it. They found some a situation going on. They said they had some possibly some powder post beetles and might need a treatment. And so we're going to go investigate it for him. I'm going to put together a little video so he can see exactly what he's got, and we can put together a price for him. But we're still out here. It's a little cold and rainy, but we're getting it done. So let's dig deeper in this old kind of farmhouse on a bunch of land out here and see what kind of things we find in the crawl space. All right, so yeah, we do have some active termites going on too. Up here in the back band, you can see you've got some active moisture getting into this band. And so we've got some weakness here, some damage, and got some tunnels tunnels right here. So yeah, we've got some active termites here at the back band. So we've got that. We've got the powder post beetles, got the moisture issues. So definitely gonna have to, definitely gonna call for a lot of work to be done at this house. We're gonna have to price this out and figure out what it's gonna take to get all this done for them. Probably need to send their contractor over here and take a better look at this area here, because this is actively getting wet. Water is definitely getting to this. Let me get a moisture meter on it real quick. So you can see this is the band or the rim joist, depending on whatever you want to call it.
It's on.
You see right here. Yeah, see that spikes all the way up. So this is right now just getting soaking wet. See, that maxes out pretty much. So that's, whenever it's like that, that means that water is actively getting here like right now. So this has got to be stopped. You know, because just treating the termites in a situation like this isn't going to stop it. You're going to have to fix the moisture too. And here's another little interesting thing we see from time to time. This is an air duct in a crawl space. See, that pushes the air from the main trunk line, comes down through here, and then it goes out. That's where your vent would be in the floor. But every now and then, you can tell that's actually full of water. So that's another thing we like to alert people at. Yeah, that's what it should be like. And so this air duct's completely full of water, and that's kind of a bit of an issue. We like to kind of give people a heads up about sometimes. And so we got that going on to this house also. Yeah, so one of the main reasons we were called out here was because some powder post beetles were found. And you can kind of see, it's hard to know if it'll show up on the camera, but you can kind of see, yeah, there's a little bit of frass hanging down from some of these holes. Ryan was over here, and he saw the activity going on over here. We're still in our training day. So far, he's been pretty impressive. We're a little over 12 hours into the day, and he's still, are you tired? You ready to give up?
Nah.
Nah, you still feel good? All right, that's, for anybody that's worried about the future of America, don't worry. We still got kids like Ryan out here, like me when I was a kid, going after it.
This is the kind of damage that they can cause. So powder post beetles can cause damage like this.
Yeah, and this is a good example of it too. We're gonna have to get in here and pull down all this insulation and spray these floor joists. So it will be a big job. It's going to be an involved job. It's going to be more than a day. So we're going to got a lot of work ahead of us, but we're going to give them a price and get it done. What do you think, Ryan? You think you can handle this job?
With you and my dad, yeah. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, but that's the powder post beetles. We're also going to go a little further and look at the moisture, because we definitely, one problem with this house is like we're seeing a lot here lately, we got no vapor barrier, you know, no plastic. I mean, honestly though, the moisture levels are not terrible for having no vapor barrier, but it is too high. It's got to be, we got to have some plastic down here to stop that evaporation for sure. So we're going to go a little bit further, investigate that, and find us a good wet area. All right, so here's, we're kind of in the middle of the crawl space where you expect to see a lot of the bad moisture. And so right around here, we're getting 20 to 22% readings. Over here, we got some, a little bit of organic growth on the floor joists. And also there's a good example of some of the frash from powder post beetles coming down. So another area of activity. And so you can see up here, see where there's little roots, that's growth that occurs into the wood, and can eventually, if it keeps going, if you don't control the moisture and kind of make that dormant, it will eventually destroy the wood. So this is a situation. I think they've caught it early enough though, because all the wood, I mean, didn't the wood seem pretty solid to you, Ryan, other than like where the termites were?
Yeah, other than the termites and where the powder post beetles have actually been really active, I mean, this wood is really solid.
Yeah, and that's, so I think it's getting caught in time. As long as it's stopped, treated properly, and dried up, we should be good here. The only place where there's major damage is back there in that band with the moisture and the termites.
If you look at this wood is still very, very good in color. It's not dark, and it's not got no wood rotting. I mean, it's super solid.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think we're in pretty good shape here as long as we can stop it. So
yeah, definitely.
Let's draw this bad boy up and price it, and get them a price and let them know what's going on.